Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our monthly Sunday service, and a special welcome to those of you joining us for the first time. We will begin with the ringing of the kancho, followed by the chanting of Jusege. You could follow along on the screen or page 93 in the purple service book in front of you. Okay, now please follow along for the reading of Three Treasures and Sankyemon.
I invite you to join me with hands together as we read together the Three Treasures. Hard is it to receive a human form. Now we have received it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma. Now we hear it. If we do not receive awakening in this life, in what life shall we do so? Let us reverently take refuge together in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. Together with all beings, may we attain the great way of enlightenment, awakening to the supreme intent of the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. Together with all beings, may we enter the storehouse of Dharma, acquiring wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. Together with all beings, may we become united at the great assembly, being free of all bondage. Hard is it to encounter the supreme, profound, and wondrous Dharma, even in 100,000 million kalpas. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true intent of the Tathagata. Sankyemon. Ninjin ukegatashi imasure ni uku. Buppo kikigatashi imasure ni kiku. Konomi konjo ni mukatte dosezun ba, sarani izure no shou ni mukatte ka konomi o dosen. Daishu moro tomo ni shishin ni sanbo ni kieshi tate matsuru beshi. Mizu kara butsu ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masa ni negawaku wa shujo to tomo ni daido o taige shite mujou yo okosan. Mizu kara hou ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masa ni negawaku wa shujo to tomo ni fukaku kyozo ni irite chie umi no gotoku naran. Mizu kara sou ni kieshi tate matsuru. Masa ni negawaku wa shujo to tomo ni daishu o tori shite issai muge naran. Mujo jinjin mimyo no hou wa 100,000万語にもあようことかたし、我今検問し受持することへたり、願わくは如来の真実義を下し立て祭らん。ナモアミダブツ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブ、ナマンダブ。ナマンダブ、ナマンダブツ、ナマンダブ。
Okay, now Reverend Umezu will deliver her Dharma message.
I invite you to please join me with hands together as I read a passage written by the Venerable Master Shandao. Gan nishiku doku, byodou sei issai, do hotsubodai isshin, ojo anrakoku. By means of the vow, may these virtues be shared equally with all beings, so the same Bodhi heart mind can arise within each of us, and we can all be born in the realm of serenity and joy. Naman Dabts, Naman Dabts, Naman Dabts, Naman Dabts. Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I'm sorry it's still cold. Sensei tells me the heater will be installed this week. So, yay. For those of you who join us often, thank you very much for being here once again. And if any of you are joining us for the first time, we're very happy to have you here today. Some of you may have recognized this passage that I've just read. This passage was written by Master Shandao of China. He is the fifth of the Pure Land Masters in our lineage, as declared by Venerable Shinran. And it is this verse that we recite at the end of all of our sutra chanting. We have just recited it just a few moments ago. We call this passage ekoku, or verse declaring merit transference. When we recite it, it is our expression of intention and wish for the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha to reach all beings, so that we may all awaken to the same aspiration to transcend this realm of hardship and suffering and reach the realm of serenity and joy, which is Buddha's realm of nirvana. In other words, it is our wish for all people to be settled in their lives through true and real wisdom and compassion of Amida's vow, with the assurance that we will all reach true serenity and joy in nirvana in our next life. I think many of us are wishing this for ourselves, our loved ones, and our community. Serenity, peace, joy, happiness. Shakyamuni Buddha and Amida Buddha also wish this for all of us. But is wishing for peace and joy enough? Is there something that we can do to put us on a life path towards peace? Some of us may think we can be at peace if just all of our problems can just go away. Some of us may think that there can be peace if we can just stomp out evil, stomp out who we consider our enemies. Some of us may think that we can reach peace if there is true justice. But is any of this what Buddha taught? Have any of you been following the monks who are doing a walk of peace from Texas to DC? Yeah, I know some of you. I'm sure even if you're not following them, you've heard of them. Yeah. I have kind of been following them on social media. And I have to admit, I didn't follow. They started out, I think, in October, but I hadn't been following them since then. I just started following them the last month or so. And for those of you who have not heard about them, they are a group of what I believe is 19 Vipassana monks from a Vietnamese Buddhist monastery based in Fort Worth, Texas. And to promote peace, compassion, and nonviolence, since last year, October, they have been on a walking journey from Fort Worth to Washington, D.C. And as they walk, they stop as needed. They interact with the communities that they meet, passing out beads, passing out flowers. And many people have been flocking to see them, to be inspired by their message of peace and nonviolence. As they pass through various communities, people know they're coming, and then they go out and want to see them. And on one of the days I was looking at their post, the group's post, I saw that whoever is managing their social media account reposted a testimonial of a person who came out to see them. And I would like to share that message or testimonial with you now. So this is not from the monks, but somebody who came out to see the monks. Yesterday, I drove 4 hours to go see the monks in Rock Hill, South Carolina. It was not the peaceful experience I was expecting. There were a lot of people rushing to get a look with their phones in front of their faces, and they were all rushing in front of us. I barely got to see the monks rush by. I also had conflicting feelings because the more that the people were there, the better chance the monks' mission would have an impact. On the drive back home, something clicked. My peace is fragile. I was tested after waiting for 4 hours and then was pushed out of the way. My peace hung in the balance of other people's actions. My peace depended on the experience I got while there. Peace that exists when conditions are perfect is not peace, it is comfort. Peace is not fragile for the monks because they don't protect it, they carry it within them through chaos and adversity. Peace strengthens the same as a muscle does by being used under resistance. I thought I was going for a peaceful experience. Instead, I came out with a better understanding of peace itself and how it is something you constantly work on within you. All that to say, thank you. Your mission had an impact on me beyond what I could have imagined. This was the message that was reposted on the monks' social media page. I don't know anything about this person, the poster of this message. I don't know their age, their gender identity, education level, where they live, etc. I don't know anything. But their message still struck me. Their realization of how the peace that we think is peace is fragile and temporary, and how easily we are moved to be upset, frustrated, and angry when things don't go as we had planned and we don't get what we want out of a particular situation or life in general. This person's message reminded me what we tend to define as peace is not true peace and joy. We think that peace is when life is going smoothly in the way that suits me. But the problem is, everyone has a different idea of what the world would look like if it was at peace. And this is because we each have our own values based on our own personal wants, likes, and dislikes. Because of this, the world that we imagine to be peaceful, based on our standard of measurement, is not true peace. It would be a peace that is temporary, conditional. What Buddha taught was true peace is true serenity and joy that is nirvana, which is an existence without the causes, the root of pain and suffering, which is our own ignorance and attachments. This brings me to the second part of what struck me about the message, about understanding how easily we can get frustrated, annoyed, upset, etc., when something doesn't go my way. This truth about ourselves is part of the essence of Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching of what leads us to experience pain, stress, and suffering in this world, in our life. It is also a very important part. It is the crux of Jodo Shinshu, this teaching of Venerable Shinran. A unique aspect of this teaching is its emphasis on our defiled hearts and minds, which are polluted by our ignorance and attachments, and thus what we call our three poisons. As long as we cannot overcome our three poisons, we cannot reach nirvana. But the reason this aspect of ourselves is emphasized is because we must understand that our situation of having these three poisons, ignorance and attachments, is precisely the reason why Amida's vow arose. Amida's vow arose because the Tathagata identified the deep need for true and real wisdom and compassion to be shared in this world with all of us. While we are all arguing with each other over how to have a peaceful world, Tathagata looks at us with sadness and pity that we lack true wisdom. At the same time, because Buddha completely understands our situation, we are not being looked at with harsh criticism, disappointment, or judgment. we are being fully embraced with great compassion, unconditionally being given this true wisdom to guide us through this difficult existence and to help us understand the role that we are playing in our own life and world. It is so easy for us to blame others for the pain we experience, but none of us are outside of this world. I have shared this before, but I would like to once again share the message that is on a sign at my auntie's house, temple in Japan. How can we have world peace if we can't get along with our neighbors? Why can't we get along with our neighbors? Because each of us wants life and situations to go my way. This is how we live our lives, based on our own attachments and three poisons. This is why we are being urged by the Tathagata to continually let this true wisdom and compassion coming from the realm of nirvana enter our hearts and minds. This is the only way our trajectory can change. When we say our, we might think, oh yeah, them, they need this. No, this is for me. My heart and mind needs to constantly be redirected. Once we are firmly established in the wisdom and compassion of Amida's vow, then we can begin to approach life anew, in a new light, Amida's light. Our attachments and three poisons do not magically go away, but maybe we can become softer and more flexible in our mindsets, allowing Amida's wisdom to develop within us over time. Maybe we can begin to realize we do not need to be stuck in judging and denigrating others, but we can make efforts to understand who they are as people and where they are coming from. Maybe we can begin to understand that all people are suffering from ignorance and attachments in their own way, which is no different from myself, etc. And with this understanding and empathy that can begin to develop within us, this naturally comes with it the wish that all people can encounter this true and real wisdom and compassion of Amida for themselves. This wish becomes our expression of great compassion for all beings without exception. It is through being touched by this true and real great wisdom and compassion that Shakyamuni Buddha, the 7 Pure Land Masters, and Venerable Shinran have all left this teaching of Amida for us in this world. Through their teachings, we can know that it is their deep wish for us to meet with it today. And from the realm of serenity and joy, the realm of nirvana, all of them continue to look at our plight with sadness and understanding and compassion, and urge us to listen to the deep meaning, the heart of Amida's vow, why it had to be established, and how it was fulfilled. Through establishing ourselves wholeheartedly and firmly in this vow, we will all assuredly be set on the path to reach the true and real realm of peace and joy. Thank you very much for allowing me to share my appreciation of this Nembutsu teaching with you today. I hope that we can all continue to reflect on the meaning of Amida's vow, the deep meaning of Amida's vow, and allow its true and real wisdom and compassion to permeate our hearts and minds, giving us a strong, unwavering foundation on which to live our lives so that we may be resilient and be able to persevere through this life of hardship each and every day. I would now like to conclude my message by, instead of me reading a letter by Master Renyo as usual, I would like us to read together the Ekoku and set our own intention of sharing in Amida Buddha's wish for all of us to reach the realm of peace and joy. Galen and Jim, is it able to? Okay, so let's please read together in this Sino-Japanese and then in English. Gan nishiku doku, byodo sei issai, do hotsu bodai isshin, ojo anraku koku. By means of the vow, may these virtues be shared equally with all beings, so the same Bodhi heart mind can arise within each of us, and we can all be born in the realm of serenity and joy. Thank you very much. Naman doubts, naman doubt, naman doubt, naman doubts, naman doubt, naman.
Thank you very much, Sensei, for your Dharma message this morning. Now, if we would please follow along for the reading of Ryogemon.
Please join me with hands together as we recite Ryogemon, words of understanding of our tradition. We rely on Amida Buddha with our whole heart for the enlightenment in the life to come, abstaining from all sundry practices and teachings, and giving up the trust in our imperfect view. There is no doubt that the assurance of enlightenment comes at the very moment we entrust and we recite the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, in joy and gratitude for the Buddha's compassion. We also acknowledge gratefully the benign benevolence of our founder and succeeding masters who have led us to live in this profound teaching, and we do now endeavor to follow throughout our lives the way laid down for us. Ryoge Shutsugon. Moro moro no zogyo zashu jiriki no kokoro o furistete. Isshin ni Amida Nyorai. Warera ga kondo no ichidaiji no gosho. On tasuke sorae to tanomi moshite soro. Tanomu ichinen no toki. Ojo ichijo on tasuke jijo tozonji. Kono ue no shomyo wa gon hosha tozonji yorokobi moshi soro. Kono on koto wari chomon moshi wake soro koto. Gokai san shoni go shusse no gon. Shidai sojo no zenjishiki no asa kara zaru go kanke no gon to. Arigataku zonji soro. Kono ue wa sadame okaseraru on okite, ichigo kagiri mamori mosubeku soro. Namo Amida Butsu, naman doubts, naman doubt, naman doubt, naman doubts, naman doubt, naman doubt, naman doubts, naman doubt, naman doubts, naman doubt, naman doubts, naman doubts, naman doubt, naman doubts.
Okay, now it's time for announcements. On February the 1st at 10 o'clock, we will be having Our Lady Takeko Kujo and BWA Late Members Memorial Service. And our guest speaker on that day will be Reverend Nobuo Miyagi, who's the Minister Emeritus of the Buddhist Churches of America. Then on February the 22nd at 10, it's our Nirvana Day Buddha's Memorial Service. Guest speaker on that day is Reverend Brian Nagata from BDK America, Society for the Promotion of Buddhism. And right after that service, we will be having a field trip going to the Lakma Museum. It's entitled Realms of the Dharma, Buddhist Art Across Asia. And we will have commentary by Reverend Umezu. So if you are interested, please see Grace. Grace, can you raise your hand? She's making all the arrangements. And the deadline to join on this field trip will be February the 15th. So please see here if you do plan to go. Now, Reverend Takata has several study sessions. First one is on Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. via Zoom. The next session is February the 4th. It's entitled Hearing the Buddha's Wish, and there's a suggested donation of $40 for these sessions. And if you can't make the Wednesday, he also has a Saturday session from 11 to 12, also via Zoom. And that one, the second session is on February the 7th. Once a month, we have our monthly Dharma Kids program. So the next one is on February the 1st. If you have any young children, or if you know grandchildren, or any young children that you know that you think would possibly enjoy it, please bring them on the 1st. Reverend Umezu has a monthly Shoshinge chanting service, followed by Buddhism Beyond Mindfulness. The next session is February the 21st. The chanting service starts at 10, and then the discussion is at 11. And everyone is welcome for this experience. Going back on February the 1st, we have our monthly Sunday matinees. It's Dharma and a movie. And I think you said Wreck-It Ralph, okay. And somehow that is related to Buddhism, so it'll be interesting for the discussion. But she has some refreshments during the film and a lively discussion afterwards, so please join for that. Now, I'm sure you all know this year we'll be celebrating our 100th anniversary. And the lobby area, as you come in through the front on the wall, we're going to put up a centennial commemorative wall. And there's a minimum of donation. If you make a minimum donation of $250, your name will be printed on a gold leaf and it'll be attached to a mural on the wall. So we're finalizing the design for that, and hopefully in the next month, 2 months, the mural will go up, so be on the lookout for that. Also, once a month, we have bingo at the temple. It's the third Friday of every month, starting at 7 o'clock. It's all cash prizes, so the more people that attend, the larger the prize. And we have a lot of the attendees will bring snacks to share with everybody, and it's a lot of fun. So if you don't have anything to do on the third Friday, please join us for that. Next, we have some articles of clothing that we sell here. First one is our temple t-shirt. We have our logo in the back, and then it's got West LA or WLABT in the front. We have crew neck or V-neck style, and they're $20 each, various sizes. And if anyone's interested today, please see me. I can give it to you today. And then we have our temple happi. It's got the same logo in the back, and then in Japanese it'll say West LA Buddhist Temple in the front. So for members, this is $80. For non-members, it's $95. Made specially for us in Japan, and it's all 100% cotton. And then last, starting on the 1st of February, we're bringing back what's called Dharma Cafe. So after the service, and whether, it's depending on the weather, we'll put tables outside, serve coffee, light refreshments. You have a chance to talk to the senseis one-on-one, each other. And it's a nice event. So that'll be from 11 to 1, starting on February the 1st. So with that, that will conclude our service for today. Again, thank you all for attending. Sensei? Right, I forgot. So first of all, we do have coffee and donuts in the back, so please join us for that. And then Reverend Umezu will conduct a Dharma reflection session.